What's up, guys? I'm Chase.
And I'm Landon. Today we're going to be giving you everything you need to know for the upcoming Undercover and Sacai collab on the Nike LD Waffle and how to cop. All right, so first, thank you guys for stopping by to check us out. If this is your first time here, feel free to drop a follow or subscribe wherever you're watching and give this video a like. We would greatly appreciate that. And this How to Cop is sponsored by COP, standing for Community Over Profit. And we will give a little bit more info on them later on in this video. But now let's go ahead and start off with the basic info for this release before we move on. So these three colorways for the Sacai and Undercover Nike LD Waffle collab are set to release on this Friday on October 29th. Pending any delay, with a retail price of $170. And they are set to drop at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern Time on the sneakers app. But for sizing, these do look to be releasing in only men's, but that pretty much covers the date and the time. So now let's take a closer look at the overall design for these shoes. All right, so since we are looking at three shoes, I'll just kind of do a rundown of each colorway quickly. So the Night Maroon and the Team Royal color scheme is probably my favorite of the three. The maroon base just looks really nice on these. And then you have a Midnight Spruce and a University Red with sort of a teal looking base. And then, of course, the red flashes are going to show up on the swoosh and on the outsole. And then the last is going to be that bright Citron, which has the black base. And then, of course, those yellow touches on there as well. So all three of these are honestly super clean. The LD Waffle hype, just hasn't really been nearly as high as it used to be. But it's still one of my favorite models personally. I think the Sacai look on this LD Waffle is just really nice. And then the undercover colorways are super solid too. So that actually covers the design for these. So let's go ahead and move on. All right. So for Raffles and Reservations, there are a few online options for you to check out, such as Dover Street Market and clothing. And then all three colorways are available on the Sneakers and Stuff app as well. So just make sure you go and look at those. But now I'm going to let Chase take over so he can let you know what sites are releasing these, what the aftermarket looks like, and your best chance on how to cop a pair.
Before getting into where these Sacai LD Waffles are dropping, we do have a quick message from our sponsor, COP. COP is a one-of-a-kind group built by sneakerheads for sneakerheads. Their sole purpose is focusing on the community over profit. Currently, they are offering in-depth site lists, immediate raffle notifications, and blazing fast monitors are coming very soon. COP is currently in beta, and you can join the community for free by visiting launchpass.com/cop2 or by just clicking the link in our description. So what are you guys waiting for? Go and join the community and stop paying resale for sneakers. Thank you, COP, for sponsoring this episode. But now let's look at where these LD Waffles could be potentially dropping and at what time. So starting off bright and early at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, you have Cream 321, Sneaker Politics, and Undefeated. At 10 a.m., you could have Concepts, Kith, and Nike sneakers. Now, I just want to reiterate that these retailers did drop the most recent colorway, the cool gray colorway. So there is a really good chance that they will be releasing this colorway as well, either as a live drop or as a raffle. But moving on, let's look at what the resale is currently at on the most popular marketplaces. So at the time of this recording, for the red Midnight Spruce colorway, StockX is at an average selling price of $397, Goat sitting at $370, and eBay is at $400. For the blue or for the Night Maroon colorway, StockX is at an average selling price of $365, Goat sitting at $350, and eBay is at $275. And lastly, for the yellow or bright Citron colorway, StockX is at an average selling price of $328, Goat sitting at $400, and eBay is at $350. Moving on to the stock numbers and my resale prediction, let's look at what the stock numbers were on the cool gray colorway. So what you guys are seeing right now is the stock distribution graph of some of the retailers who did drop, in fact, that cool gray colorway. So feel free to pause the video and look more into detail of the graph, but the overall trend you can see is that many of the sizes had a decent amount of stock, which is good for people who have smaller feet, because usually for drops, the majority of the stock is between sizes 9 through 11. But you don't really see that or a drop off until sizes 5.5 and below or 12.5 and above. So as for my resale prediction, for the red colorway, I do expect around $275. Up next, the blue colorway, I predict resale to be around $230. And for the yellow colorway, I predict resale to do the worst and averaging around $215. So overall, you will be walking around with $50 to $100 minus taxes and fees. If you were able to cop, now you have to ask yourself if you should hold on to any of these colorways or just sell them. Now, I do want to just say that I was wrong in the previous Sacai video because I did think that due to late shipments that's going around, I didn't think Nike was able to get these retailers their pairs for these colorways. But now we are here, and now knowing that these are definitely the last Sacai LD Waffles for this year, I would still recommend on selling them. I just don't think that these colorways are anything special, since the only thing new about these colorways is that the materials used are slightly different compared to the previous Sacai LD Waffles. And also, you can't even tell that the Undercover collabed on these pairs unless you look at the inside portion of the tongue. So keep that in mind. I just don't think that there's enough there to keep these pairs to even see resale value in 3 months or let alone in 6 months. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that resale is going to be tanking or anything. I just don't think that these LD Waffles are going to be holding around the $300 mark, which if that's the case, why would you even wait to sell them? And you might as well just flip them and just reinvest that cash for the next drop. So overall, I do recommend on selling and cashing out and then just focusing on the next release.
All right, so that's going to wrap it up for episode 59 of How to Cop for this Nike LD Waffle collab. Thank you guys for taking some time to check us out. If you made it this far, go ahead and drop your favorite colorway from this release in the comments.
Also, feel free to comment, interact below to let us know what shoe you want to hear about next. But until next episode, peace.